Hi, blessing friends. I've missed you guys so much, and as much as I don't love the idea of making a video, who does, right? I feel like this is an important way for us to connect and kind of be together even when we're not together. And the cool thing is, each of the mentor moms have actually committed to making a little video encouragement for you. And so I'm going to be sending one of those out each week for the next couple weeks so you can have that to look forward to. And as I've been thinking about you guys and being moms stuck at home, and we've got this tunnel and we don't know how long it's going to last with this corona crisis, and you probably have moments where you go, I don't know if I can do this, and I don't know if I have what it takes to do this, and maybe your kids are going stir crazy and you're ready to go stir crazy yourself. And I felt that in some moments. And then I've been reminding myself of the truth that in Ephesians 4:7 it says, God gives us the measure of grace. He gives it in measures. He gives it in portions. And that sometimes we look at possible circumstances or what this tunnel might look like, and we think, I can't make it to the end of that tunnel. I don't have what I need. But God has said that He provides us the measure of grace that we need for what we're facing into. And 2 Corinthians 12:9 says that His grace is sufficient for us in all things. And so I just want to remind you that if you are looking at the possibilities of what's ahead and you feel like there's no way you can do it, God has given you the grace that you need for this moment, for what you need in this moment. And if you face into something else or your circumstances change, He will provide for you the grace that you need for that as well. And it changes. It's a different measure of grace. And so we can't look at our current circumstances and think that's enough, that measure of grace is enough for something else, because it may not be. But God is committed and promised to provide the measure of grace and the portion that we do need. And I can tell you from my own life experience, I've experienced that time and time again where I have faced into things where I thought I could never possibly do it. And somehow God has given me what I've needed to lean into it and live it, even when it has felt absolutely suffocating or impossible. And that just shows that His measure is enough. But it's interesting, I still find myself struggling with this. The other day I was thinking about some things about Jesse's future, and I was struggling, feeling like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. If she faced X, Y, or Z, it would be impossible. I couldn't do it. And then I'm reminded that the grace that I'm living in right now wouldn't be enough to face X, Y, or Z. But if in fact we had to face into those things, the portion that God would give me would be absolutely sufficient. It would be more than enough. It would be everything that we could possibly need to navigate what He has for that moment. And so I just want to remind you that you can do this moment. You have everything you need from Him for this moment. And I encourage you not to think about the possibilities of the future, because the measure of grace you have right now wouldn't be sufficient necessarily for the future. But God will provide whatever you need and whatever you're facing into. He will have everything available to you that will make it possible for you to not only live, but to find joy and hope in the midst. And so I encourage you today, as it's Easter week, that you rest in this truth that you have every measure and portion of grace that you could possibly need. Happy Easter. I miss you guys, and I love you to pieces, and I can't wait for a time when we're back together. Talk to you soon.